strong faith, it's only with powerful spirit, it's only with serious, very serious determination we can challenge, we can face these challenges, and we can save the marriage. Today, families, the institution of marriage and family is in a great danger due to what surrounds them. Materialism is one of them. The thinking of the people has changed. In the past, people would get married to live together, to learn from one another, to help one another, to establish a family, to raise children. Nowadays, intentions are different. Nowadays, the intention of marriage is mostly and merely for entertainment, material and physical entertainment. Thus, the marriage has been voided from the real substance, which is sacrifice, which is sharing of this life, which is tolerance and understanding. So the first reason of the disintegration of the families is self-centeredness. That's the major cause. That's the major cause. We have to go back to ourselves. We have to change our thinking. We have to change our lifestyle. The lifestyle should be based on satisfaction of God, on higher goals in this life, not on limited lower desires and worldly desires. We live in this life not for this life. We live in this life for a higher goal, for a higher life. So if we lack few things, few material things, it's not going to be the end of the world. And in fact, it is through difficulties and hardships and afflictions we can build our characters. It is not through spoilage. It's not through the life of extravagance and relaxation we can build our characters. Always heroes, if you read about their life, they went through some tough times. They went through some poverties, deprivations, sometimes starvations. They lived in a, subdivisions in places that maybe it's not, appropriate for a human being to live in them. But they, through their patience, outstanding patience, they were able to walk their way out to light, to salvation, to strength, to power. Anyone you see today around you, any hero, any role model that you see, and you look into their life was not easy. Their life did not start right from the beginning very relaxing. They could not find everything they were seeking for. They could not. They struggled a lot. They struggled a lot. And with good marriages, marriages that result in wonderful children, are the products of patience, of understanding, of respect between the parents. Anything that affects the family, anything that overshadows the atmosphere in the family, such as anger, such as complaining, such as dissatisfaction, such as cursing, swearing, bad-mouthing, would have its deep effect on the children, sometimes on the extended family. it would leave its footprint. It would leave its deep footprint on the children's psyche. Be very careful of how you behave with your wife, how you behave with your husband at home. If you have children around you, be very careful even when you talking to each other, choosing your sentences very carefully. I have seen that some disenchanted children today, unhappy children today, telling me that our unhappiness was bequeathed to us by our parents. This is the result of how our parents were acting at home. Be very careful. Do not victimize your children. You mothers, the source of compassion and mercy, do not be the source of agony and pain for your children. You fathers, the role models in the family, be good role models. Do not be the bad role models. Do not bequeath bad characters and bad traits to your children. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam says, خَيْرُ مَا وَرَّثَ الْآبَاءُ لِأَبْنَائِهِمْ الْأَدَبْ لَلْمَالِ. The best thing that parents can bequeath to their children, they can pass down to their children. The best inheritance parents can pass down to their children is adab and mannerism. It's not money. It's not money. Maybe your children would be smart enough to make their own money, to make a fortune, to be even richer than their parents. So it is not money which is the best thing that parents leave for kids. It is adab and manners. Our kids can make money from other sources, not necessarily their parents, but they cannot bring adab and mannerism from other sources. They get the mannerism and adab and good attitude from parents first. Be careful at home. I mentioned one element of the disintegration, and that was the self-centeredness, egoism. Today, there are other reasons, subsidiary reasons, that contribute to the disintegration of the family. One of them is bukhl, stinginess, tight-fistedness. And the Holy Quran in Surah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, وَمَنْ يَبْخَلُ فَإِنَّمَا يَبْخَلُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ. Whomever is stingy, tight-fisted, he is doing so at the expense of his own self and his own family. He's destroying himself and he's destroying his family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the wealth for our advancement, for our happiness, for the easement in our life. There is no reason for us to be tight-fisted. When you have money, spend wisely. If you don't have money, do not go and borrow for entertainment. We may borrow for necessary things. Necessary things. And these necessary things are education, medication, housing, food, shelter, gas, transportation, and clothing. These are necessary things. We may borrow for them. Even for the Hajj. Hajj, which is a holy trip to the house of Allah. Hajj is a highly spiritual trip in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are not allowed to go and borrow. Allah does not say go and borrow money and come to my house. Allah says if you make money and you are able financially, then come to my house. Don't put yourself under burden. So if you have money, then you spend, and spend wisely. You don't have money, refrain from spending. But some people, they do have money. Allah has given them the money. He does not want to spend on his family. He's tight-fisted. And you know, Imam al-Rida alayhi salatu wassalam has a sentence. He says, Al-Bukhlu yumazziqu al-ard. Al-Bukhl, tight-fistedness, being miserly, stinginess, decapitates the honor of the human being. Yumazziqu al-ard. Decapitates the honor, the respect, the standing of the human